Guess who? So, I'm thinking today we do a 10-minute workout pretty much facing the mat. It's going to be interesting. So, we're going to begin this way in our hands and knees. So hands as wide as shoulders, knees underneath your hips, so narrower than your hands. Let's have a wee cat stretch. So please watch out for hyperextending elbows, not a good thing. So from there, your tail comes under, your head goes down, you go into a round back, your tail goes up, your head goes up, flat back. Breathe out here, breathe in when you come this way. So it's a great way to simply get the spine moving, get rid of the sticky bits, and then what we'll start to do is get more movement in. So we'll wag the tail, round back, extend, looking over your shoulder to the way you wag your tail, wag it the other way, same thing, cat stretch that side. Feels a bit wonky, it's all good, one side will be easier than the other, and then we can combine them all and get our funky disco cat going on. And you can start to let your elbows come up and down and around and shift it side to side. Right now we're just moving because we can and because it feels good. So round back. Actually now I can shift forward more in my arms and go round. Back in my heels, go flat. Come forward in extension. Backwards in round. There is, unless you've got any injuries, there's absolutely nothing you're going to do that's going to be wrong there. Let me find center. So neutral body, please. Core in. I've brought my knees together. Stretch the one leg out. It floats up. Carefully not to sag. I've got to lift a bit more. It's my left leg, so my right arm goes. I can do this. Bum. And I'm just going to hold for a minute to really try to create the length. Then gently bring it down again without spilling my coffee that's on my butt. Imaginary coffee, that is. Right leg goes out, lifts. Careful not to shift the hip. Opposite arm. Again, long line. Back knee, they're going to keep it turned in. So there's the lift through the inside leg, lift up through the supporting arm. Control to bring down. Change again. Now this time get the length again. This arm needs to do its spiral. And then the foot that's on the floor picks up. Now you're going to wobble, expect it to happen. But your goal is to connect into this arm socket, this hip, the belly, and minimize the wobble. Bringing it down. Obviously any knee issues, please be careful as you do these, or possibly avoid. Once you've got the length and the lift, and the foot comes up, and you go, okay, I got it, I got it, I got it. Wow, this side's way better for me. Wasn't expecting that. Bringing it down, change it again. Reach. Now my elbow and my knee are going to come together and then go out. Now I am going to start to go more flexion and lift and a bit more extension. So I've got my cat stretch moving with my arm and leg. Exhale to come under. Breathe in to go back. I got one more. And then I can happily change sides. Breathe out. Breathe in. So scrunch under. So again, now I get my hip, shoulder, all kicking into the move as well. Oh, and it just starts to feel good as all joints move. I'm going to do one more just because I like it. Stretch out. Now, this time, moving the foot just off the mat, spirals. Okay, I'm going to turn away from you so my foot spirals. So it's my left leg that's by my left arm stays down. Stretch that right one out. Tap the floor to begin. Rotate around the arm joint, again watching hyperextension. And we'll have that arm overhead. So long body line. My leg comes up, knee comes in, goes out, knee in. So we're going to do a similar pattern to what we just did here, but we come side scrunch, reach over, side scrunch. So I know I said everything was facing the floor, but I'm going to do facing the floor and facing the side. So my head is also moving. I can look down, look to my knee, I can look up. But you're getting the spine moving. Really make the most of this side bend stretch because it feels beautiful. over now. Slowly rotate back in, bringing my foot back. Ooh, taking a moment to balance there is a brilliant challenge before I come out down. Got it? Other foot turns, leg opens, big old reach, stretch, comes up and goes over. Scrunch in, reach out. Remember, you can turn your head. Looking up here is one thing, looking down is another. Breath opens. Such a lovely feeling. And again, all the time I'm trying to encourage my bottom hip forward to get more rotation and length around that joint. From there, remember, bring that foot back, face the floor as much as you can, hand down, toes tuck under. Floating cat. Floating cat means you just go hover and down. So just get that hover again. Lift up through the upper body, long through the head, hover, down. Now this one will kick your thigh muscles. It's absolutely brilliant. So from there you hover up and hold. Now we've got our cat stretch. Now keep those knees hovering just off the floor, which it really starts to kick the legs in. Checking out those feet, don't start to rock out. Remember, big toes are super important. This helps get connection into the inner thighs. I've got one more here. And then coming down, just sit back a moment. If your wrists start to ache, you can do some of this on your elbows or get a box. Actually keeps you higher is a nicer idea. Ready? Back into that hover. Upper body set, core comes in, hover, pick up and down. Pick up. We're crazy sometimes. So we're not actually going to crawl today, but we are going to keep going until those legs go, okay, got it. It's a great workout. Remember, keep length, lifting. Try not to let those feet go too far back. Whee! And take it back. Take it back. Strong plank line. Inhale, knees come down. Exhale, knees go up. So that's what often happens. Lift and hold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to go one more. Hold this one up. Now, option is your feet a little bit wider or together. So when you turn to that side plank, you have whichever you need to be, whether it's from front or on top. Hand comes down, turning around again, little toe is stacked, reach. Okay, hips, level as you can get them, long line. Down. That's it, we're only actually going to do one before we then go down on the floor. From here, hands just a wee bit outside the mat. Press down into them. I'm taking my thumbs to the air because I'm going to think it helped me to roll my shoulders back here. And then drop down. Now, just as doing cat stretch, there's a cat on the deck. Very pretty black and white one, matching my outfit. They don't have to do this stuff. Down. Lift, hold. So keep pushing the elbows out and in towards your feet. Hold that length and go one leg up, down. Now as you lift it, really reach it long. Stretch back and down. Lengthen back and lower. So we all know these guys are so good moves. So I'm really in my mid back, and I'm lifting and trying to extend the hip away as I do that. And whatever breath comes is what breath comes to me right now. I'm actually exhaling to lift and inhaling down. Holding still, squeezing both thighs, 2 legs up, 2 legs down. Now I'm starting to lift so my arms are a little bit lighter on the floor, because that way my back muscles are starting to take over a little bit more than just my arms. And now as my legs come up, arms come up and down. So my goal is not to move my body, but just move my limbs. You'll see I'm not that high. I don't have that ability in me. Some of you be higher, great work. Some of you be lower, also great work. This is where I'm at today. And I've got one more. Then my hands are coming underneath, my legs are going down, pulling into those armpits. So lift into a beautiful swan, lifting through the head, the chest, pulling yourself down. Again, I'm turning my back to you, nothing personal. Turn to the side, and as you do that, 2 legs come up, hand on top. So again, now squeeze here, lift here, head is lifted a little bit. Okay, if you have a microphone on, you have to move it out the way. So again, go down, roll to the other side, 2 legs up, arm comes over. It's a banana, but I'm going to keep this arm down because I'm going to push to give me more lift. Down, roll, lift, down, roll. Seriously, this cat is looking at me going, why do people do this? Down, 1 more each way, roll, lift, down, roll, lift, back down, onto your front, lift, coming in. Come back onto those hands and knees there. So now lots of things have woken up. Again, lift and open, draw in, find length, leg back, strong length, other leg. Again, feet can be staggered or stacked. Take them over, hand behind your head, hips level, rotate down. Now I am going to keep my elbow behind my head because it kind of enables me to make sure I'm turning my chest and not just working my elbow. This is where I want to turn from. So we've got side bending, we've got rotation, we've had flexion extension, coming down and around to lift up. Again, and open. Down. It's super tempting to work through the arm. Try to turn through the rib cage while keeping the body strong over that shoulder. Taking it down. From here, long line, leg up, knee in, go out, come down, okay? Up, in. I'm just getting my shin parallel to the floor. I'm not interested in my spine moving right now. What I am trying my best to do is focus on my supporting leg, keeping that super strong. Tap, back, down. My arms are getting tired. I do not deny that one moment. I got one more kicking in on this right leg. And down. Ooh, a little bit of weight off the arms. Am I in a long line? Dog at fire hydrant. Open to the side. Down. Now we're going to add on to this the ability for this hip to move. So the top leg opens as well as pelvis rotating around the bottom leg, which is then going to give me, ready, the ability to go and tap, open, tap, keeping in a long line again. When I look at myself doing this, I'm like, I look a bit funky, but you know what, I'll live with it. I'm going to go one more, bringing it down, coming across the other side, just a few to get that feeling of my hip opening and down. Great bit of rotation coming around my left hip joint, getting my right hand ready to come up and tap to balance. Ooh. Okay, you'll always or often notice one side is a little bit more challenging than the other. No bother, sometimes you might need to do a few extra on there, or just think, what are my daily habits that mean that does happen? Because that's often all it is. Coming down. Now I'm going to go back to where I started very quickly with a cat stretch. Ooh. Cat's gone now. See, she went silly human. Now, neutral. Last move here. Remember that balance you did? Now when things have been woken up, if you pick that foot up, do you find that a little bit more still, because it kind of then tells you your body has connected a little bit more than when you started doing this short session. Arm and leg lengthen, knee comes up. I was pretty good before, I felt, but I actually feel even better now. And down again. Sit back to stretch. Forward to extend. Back to stretch. Finishing our move off with a beautiful, beautiful symmetrical move, including whole body. Toes are going to come under, haunches, and reach. I only got 3 of them to finish before I look at you. You can always add cool patterns into all of this stuff because we can and because it's cool. Oh, hang on, I'll show you my face.